Alex from Mesley is joining us today. Welcome.
Thanks, Carlos.
So tell us about Mesley and what the company is all about.
So we build autonomous restaurants, robot restaurants that serve grain bowls and other bowl-style food. Right now we have a Mediterranean menu and we'll be doing other things in the future. The cool thing about this is that because they're mass-producible, they're freestanding, and they're automatic, they can actually make restaurant-quality food, the kind of stuff you'd get from Chipotle or Sweetgreen, but at a much lower price point. So we can take what was previously kind of a luxury, which is high-quality, convenient food, and make it something that's actually available for everyone.
And yeah, it's designed by chefs, correct?
That's right, yeah. So our chef is Eric Minnick. He's a Michelin-starred chef. He was at Madeira in Menlo Park. He was at a couple other pretty well-known restaurants. And he's the mastermind behind our automation-friendly menu. So our first menu is actually in-house. You can see it at order.mesley.com. It's our Mediterranean menu created by Chef Eric. And we're building the robots ourselves too.
Okay.
So down the road, we're looking forward to partnering with chains and celebrity chefs and influencers to bring more menus into our network of robot restaurants. But for the time being, it's all in-house because we want to bring the best possible food to the market.
So it's already going. You can already order.
That's right, yeah. Right now we're serving mostly human-made food, kind of in imitation of the robot process, but we have also been serving food out of our actual robot restaurant behind the scenes for the last few months after we got approved by the health department. And then we'll be doing our full public launch of the kind of customer-facing robot restaurant next year. The one right now is kind of hidden behind the scenes. The next one is going to be right out there, and it'll be able to run and serve you lunch without any of our intervention.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. So what would you say that the problem that you're solving is with Mesley?
People want food that's really great, high-quality, healthy food. You see restaurants like, again, Chipotle and Sweetgreen growing very quickly in response to this demand. But people just don't want to cook anymore. Actually, right around the time of the pandemic, Americans spent more on prepared, away-from-home food than on groceries. And that's a pretty big historical change. That hasn't been the case at all historically. Now, the issue is if you want really good quality food that you don't have to cook for yourself, that means you have to pay a lot. You're paying $10, $15, $20 going out to these kinds of restaurants. And that's actually skyrocketing because underlying real estate and labor costs are going through the roof. And it's not even just about cost. All these chains are having trouble staffing up because no one wants those jobs anymore. There's literally a multi-million job shortage in the restaurant industry right now. And so the only way you can actually connect those dots and bring really great food at a really affordable price point to everyone who wants it, which is increasingly a huge percentage of Americans, is to actually rethink how the industry works and think about how you can actually do the model, the restaurant model, in a way that takes up less space and where you can get higher leverage on the labor in the entire business.
Yeah, that's great. A great point about lowering the price because, again, it can add up when you are ordering out. And people, like you said, are ordering out a lot more right now with this pandemic. So that's great to lower the cost, but also have some healthy food at the same time.
Exactly. And I think this is kind of one of the many things where something that used to be a luxury becomes totally democratized. You think about how a private driver used to be a luxury only for rich people, and now everyone uses Uber. Similarly, a great meal that you don't have to cook used to be a luxury.
Right.
Now it's kind of still up market, and we're bringing that down market so everyone can free themselves from cooking but still eat really, really well, both in terms of taste and in terms of quality and health.
That's great. So how did you actually come up with this idea for the company?
Actually came back to grad school. So I was at Stanford at the same time as my co-founder, also Alex Grubela. I was working on AI, he was working on robotics. And both of us had this problem. As grad students, it's kind of one of these kind of jobs where you're short on both time and money because you're doing research all the time, but you also aren't getting paid very much. And so both of us found ourselves having to choose between spending time we didn't really have cooking or going places like the Stanford dining halls, Chipotle, Sweetgreen, and paying more than we could really afford on a grad student stipend. And so I started thinking about, hey, why is this kind of work still something we have to either do for ourselves or pay so very much to have essentially someone else do for us? Is this something we can actually address with technology? Started looking into it, started talking to Alex about it, and after talking to a lot of people in both the restaurant industry and kind of the robotics industry, and people who had worked on food automation in the past, we realized that it actually was something you could solve with robotics, and started talking to our third co-founder, Max, and then started going on Mesley, kind of laying the groundwork late last year, and went full-time this January.
Great. So, kind of a future question for you. What are you most excited about when it comes to the future of food and technology, just in general? It's kind of a big question.
Yeah. So food technology in general, I mean, it's really what we're working on. The reason why we're working on this direction for Mesley is because it is what we're excited about. It's saying, hey, between the farm and the plate, there's a lot of really well-tuned processes that actually contribute very little in cost. So when you think about having a great meal, when you think about having a $10 burrito bowl or $15 salad at Chipotle or at Sweetgreen, almost all that cost lives on location. The farms growing the row crops are already quite well optimized. The food supply chain companies like Cisco, US Foods have done a good job making it very efficient. And so maybe there's $3 of actual food cost in that $10 burrito bowl. But the on-location restaurant is actually what contributes so much of that cost and makes it really hard to get a great meal, and contributes to a lot of kind of unfortunate consequences in our society, like the obesity epidemic. There's this kind of food inequality going on because most people can't afford to outsource their cooking of good food, so to speak. And so that's what we're excited about. We see this technological solution that's possible. It's just kind of right over the horizon, right around the corner, and that's why we're working on it.
Yeah, and it's definitely like the future is pretty much here. It's happening.
Yeah, I would say so. We're almost there.
We're almost there, and you're helping. Mesley.com. You can check it out. Thanks, Alex, for being here talking with us on the spoon. And I hope to try one of your bowls soon.
Yeah, thanks, Carlos. Swing by San Mateo anytime.
All right. I'll jump on a plane after this.
Yeah. Welcome.
All right. Thanks.